everybody. Welcome to Tammy and LeAnna, the YouTube
Hi.
channel where we inspire women over 55 to have the best third act of their life. We're going to talk today about jobs to help supplement your Social Security if you decide to take Social Security at 62. But before we get started, I'm going to read a disclaimer because it's really important that you get your own tax advice, your own legal advice, go to an accountant. Don't rely on us. This is for entertainment purposes only. Neither Tammy nor I are financial advisors, tax professionals, or attorneys. We are not advising you. Everyone's situation is different, so please consult with a licensed professional before making any financial decisions, especially regarding Social Security, taxes, or retirement planning. Rules can vary based on location, and everybody's situation is different. So get your own help and legal advice. Thank you. All right, go ahead, T.
All right. I know we had talked about it last time that I did take my Social Security a little early because I'm caring for my parents. And or probably we'll find out that Social Security is just not enough to make ends meet. So I'm going to talk to you today about working some part-time gigs, some part-time jobs, and I'm going to give you a couple ideas. And then also we'll talk about how we've done some of these jobs as well. The part-time work to help supplement our income. And also, it's to help stay socially connected. We all need to make sure that we have those connections as we age because we don't want to be isolated. It keeps our minds active, and that's very important. It's also very important that we need to keep our flexible hours. For me, I need to be flexible because I need to get my parents to their appointments. I just never know when they're going to call. That's really helpful for me to have those flexible hours. So I just thought of some jobs here that would be good if you want to stay closer to home. And that might be something such as freelance writing, editing. You might be interested in making some articles, resumes, or even writing a blog. This is really cool. You can do it even at home while you're watching TV or you're sitting in a doctor's office. You can be just typing away. And that could pay anywhere from $25 to $75 an hour. This is another one that is very flexible and also that you can do at home or pretty much anywhere. And that would be teaching online English. There's companies around the world that are looking for English teachers, and this is something that I've always wanted to do. Maybe in the future that I will be able to do this. I actually did it in person in Thailand and India. Teaching English is very rewarding for kids, for teenagers, for college students, and even adults are looking for English teachers. That could be $15 to $50 an hour. And then another one would be if you're really crafty or you like both of us, we're really into going into thrift stores or vintage shops and setting up a Etsy shop or eBay. There's Facebook Marketplace, and you can sell crafts and vintage things. There's actually on Facebook the guy who does estate sales, and on his very last day, it's either $5 a bag, everything you can carry in a bag. And let me tell you, my sister-in-law and I, all of a sudden, we are the strongest women on earth because we can carry a whole bag. And then if he doesn't get enough people, then he does one more day and he says, just come get it. And so we load up our tote bags and go in. And even if it's something that we don't need, we don't want it to go in the trash. So we take it to the church thrift store so they can donate it or they can give it to somebody or resell it. So that's fun. If you are local or on the go, you might want to do rideshare or Lyft. That's a fun job. I did it a couple times during spring break, bike week in my area, and during the holidays. And so you get a variety of people, and believe me, it's a variety. During bike week, you never know. But they're really fun. And during spring break, it was cute. I get a whole car full of girls, and they're all saying they're going to go to this one place. And my next ride was all boys, and I say, okay, all the girls just went here. They're like, oh, we want to go there. So that was fun, and the tips were good, and you can make some really good money. So that might be something that you just want to try. Then also there's Instacart, delivering groceries. My sister actually did this, and she did for all the big box stores, and she made a ton of money because nobody wanted to lug up a giant thing of waters and stuff like that. So she did very well with that. And then also maybe you want to do some dog sitting, or because we always have our neighbors saying, hey, do you mind watching my cat or my dog for the weekend? and you're always wanting to help out, but those could be references that you can use. That's a really profitable side job because nobody wants to put their pets in a boarding. So that could be anywhere from $15 to $40 an hour. And then if you're looking for that type of job that you want to be socially connected, you might want to look into being a substitute teacher or a teacher's aide. And you can fill in at schools. You can do it one day a week or a couple days a week, just depending on what school you're working at. That could pay $80 to $150 a day. That's something you're interested in doing. And right now I'm working as a school crossing guard. And so that makes me officially semi-retired if I earn my stop sign. It's been fun experience, and the kids are super cute. They love learning how to look both ways. And so I get up in the morning and I go and do the morning shift. And then during my off time, I'm usually helping my parents, taking meals or taking their appointments, or just having some me time for me. And then in the afternoon, I go back and help them get back home. And that's been a fun side job there. Now, just one more area that I want to talk about for some passive income. If you have the extra room in your home, maybe you have in a garage apartment, you might consider having maybe renting out to Airbnb or even possibly getting a roommate, and that could bring in some income. Also, one last thing is that you can create a YouTube channel or a blog just like we're doing, and you could talk about your journey as a caregiver, or maybe even talk about your crafts, any interest that you may have. And it's fun, and that could bring in ad revenue and sponsorships. So those are the things that I have to talk about today. And if you have any ideas, make sure you comment. And I think LeAnna, she probably has some feedback too on her work
Yeah.
life.
So I'm 59. I've lived a different kind of life. So I've tried a lot of these jobs, and actually the ones that I've tried were lucrative. Like I made the money I needed to make while I was doing it. So I can recommend like Walmart Spark, and that's delivery for Walmart. And I made good money doing that. You really should live close to the Walmart and live in a big enough city where it's worthwhile for you. People are pretty generous tippers, especially people who seem to be housebound, have hurt their back, or just can't get out for the day to do their stuff. They seem to be pretty big tippers, but that is something to look at is Walmart Spark. And then when I lived in Montana, I worked for a small newspaper and I worked for a regional magazine writing articles. My focus was always about individuals in the community, but that's an opportunity. You just need to do a little research how to get your foot in the door with that. And I had a eBay store where I'd buy used tennis shoes at the thrift stores, wash them, clean them up, and resell them on eBay. And that was a good gig if you like doing stuff like that. And then I always recommend being a school bus driver because they always need school bus drivers and they will train you and help you get your CDL. And you know that CDL is something good to have if you ever want to do other things in the future. You just never know. So it's just another skill to have.
Yes.
Yeah. So anyways, don't forget to like the video, subscribe, and ring the bell. We'd love for you to leave comments, questions, anything in the comments below. I am going to leave some links in the description about some of the things that we've talked about so you can find them a little easier. And Tammy and I have also decided that next week we're going to talk about how you can find some health insurance. If you do decide to take Social Security at 62, your Medicare doesn't kick in until 65. So that'll be our topic for next week.
Yeah.
Tammy, do you have any other tips today?
I just want to encourage everyone to give it a try, and you might find something that you are really good at or that you really love that you didn't think or you didn't know about, to get out in the community and try maybe working in your library or even a museum or your church. And you might be able to see that's a little extra income for you. And also it's going to be fun to be around other people. And so just try those different little jobs, get out there and pick what aligns with your schedule. You can see that what schedule will fit for you, and make sure that you always, if you any of the gigs or jobs that you find have a 1099, which is that's when they don't take out taxes. Just make sure you track your expenses and your income.
And
And
this is where it's important to have an accountant. And you really
yes,
should go to an accountant before you take on these 1099 jobs to realize the depth of the money that you need to set aside. So when I worked for
yes.
Walmart Spark, I set aside 30% of what I made.
Mm-hmm.
Just because you're paying everything yourself, you're getting nothing from your employer. So talk to someone. Anyway, go ahead,
Yes.
T.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're super excited to be in this journey with you and look forward to being able to offer some more helpful topics.
All right, we'll see you next week. Thank you so much.
Thank you. See you next week.